We on? Yeah, we on. Yeah, I think we on. Um, oof. You have to bear with me. I like to approach everything like a startup by doing things lean and fast. I'm always experimenting, so um, I think that's what gives me the edge. So I think there's this feature on TikTok that I think if I show my palm, I think the cover of the book shows up. So um, I'm just gonna try it until. Hmm, okay, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Just a minute. Hmm. I'm just gonna wait a while for people to drop in. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm. Uh, mm, mm. Hi, what's up? Hi. So, yeah, thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for liking. Um, um, just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. Mm, I need to share this with people. Where can I share this? Where can I share this? Where can I share? Where can I? Oh yeah, there it is. I'll take the intelligent part. I don't know what the YN is. YN is. I don't know. Mm, uh, I think I should start anytime from now. Uh, mm. Ooh. This wrong. Just give it a sec. Just give it a sec. Hey, what is up, people? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Um, Sometimes just be because I can. Um, just gonna take some time to read what sometimes I always say it is imperative to carry out due diligence on yourself and see the kind of digital footprint you are actually putting out there. It is imperative. People think it is a joke. It is imperative to be checking these things. And so I'll start off by I think I generated something using the X croak that's Twitter, and I just want to take some time to read it out. It says Richard Abra, which is me, positions himself as a connector of sovereign networks and investments focused on national resilience, energy, and technology, sharing frameworks like his investor gravity model that emphasizes doctrine driven capital attraction over traditional metrics. His content explores geopolitical investment trends, what is true, such as space sector consolidation and infrastructure as strategic assets. That is true. While proposing tools like a YouTube playlist for studying historical empire building. It is true. Thank you for the share. Thank you. He frequently highlights scalable belief systems, drawing parallels to enduring institutions like the Catholic Church to inform modern business and funding strategies. Well, that's pretty much. Uh, well, I guess that's just a minute. Ooh, there we go. Mm, so, where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So I think we are good to go. What age am I? What do you think? Um, so yeah, if you jumped on here, wherever it is you jumped on from, I think I've shared a link somewhere, and um, this is specifically to let you know why you should get a copy of my framework, which is the investor gravity model. Now, I think we can even share it here. Just a minute. I think LinkedIn also makes sense. It doesn't hurt. It's always good to freestyle. Um, just a minute. Ooh. Mm, there's a whole lot of juggling around. Yeah, it comes with a gig. It comes with it. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. So, oof. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yep. So yeah, um, if you join on here, thank you so much. It is a beautiful day, and I just decided to take time to talk about it because I know the importance of it. I know how relevant it is, especially in our modern society where people are starting enterprises. Sorry, people are starting ventures, but they lack one very important. Should I say the most important ingredient? That is actually attracting capital into whatever they are doing into their world. I always say capital is a spirit, and everything that is spiritual has to do with rituals, you know, and yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there. So, according to there's still no one here, but I'm happy because I can always get the chance to experiment. And this video will be, available to um, anyone in future because I think afterwards the recording will be showing, you know, on my YouTube as well and all that. So, just a quick one. According to Krog, or according to X, or according to Twitter, this is what it thinks about my investor gravity model. And I read as such. Oh, as time goes on, those on TikTok, I'll be showing my hand here because this is the cover page, and you can always type it out, and you can get a copy of it on Gumroad. So, according to Kroc, this is what it says. About the investor gravity model. It says it is a conceptual framework developed by Richard Abra, which is me, the managing partner at Cruvon. Cruvon is our energy sovereign investment firm, and yeah, so I go on, and this is to explain and guide how capital. The framework is to explain and guide how capital is attracted in investment and entrepreneurial context. Now, drawing an analogy to the physical law of gravity, the model persists that capital does not move based on traditional factors like business plans or pitches alone, but rather due to an inherent pull or gravitational force created by certain qualities and strategies, which is true. It addresses why some founders, just a minute, I have to be checking this. Uh, it addresses, well, I think people on LinkedIn are liking it. So, uh, uh, where was I? I lost my rhythm there. So, yeah, so it addresses why some founders or ventures effortlessly attract significant investment, often without complete product or extensive experience, while others chase capital endlessly without success. The model, which is the investor gravity model, flips the conventional dynamic, teaching individuals to build mass that makes capital orbit them rather than begging or pursuing it. Now, it says here that Abra, which is me, derived the framework from observations in capital markets, psychology, and personal experience in sovereign investment and energy infrastructure, which is true. I mean, I had the privilege of living in Africa, Asia, North America. So when you get the privilege, living in these places, um, especially for me, living and growing up in China, it behoves you to have the eyes to see gaps in a lot of things. So we go on. It is presented as the operating system for founders, fund managers, investors, and visionaries, emphasizing inevitability over momentum in capital flows. The model is detailed in an audiobook titled The Investor Gravity Model. That is how to pull capital toward you without chasing, which is available on platforms like Gumroad and is positioned as a practical, portable field manual rather than mere inspiration. So this is not motivation, this is not inspiration. It is what it is. Um, Abra advocates for its integration into educational curricula such as business schools, startup accelerators, investment boot camps, and executive programs to address gaps in how entrepreneurship is taught, focusing on attraction rather than preparation of documents like pitch decks. And it is true. I have been sending I have been sending this around to um, the big time schools as well as their business programs to caution them to add this into their curriculum, because the truth of the matter is the current educational curriculum, well, is pretty much the same thing that we have been recycling over years. And so I have been introducing this to them, letting them know that this will be a scalable, framework that they can actually use, especially for those in the business, economics, and even sociology department. Now, these are the key principles and laws. The investor gravity model, which is this, for those of you who are on here, the investor gravity model is structured around 19 specific laws of investor gravity, which function like immutable principles in physics, governing how capital is drawn toward ventures. Now, these laws emphasize building pull through narrative, inevitability, and strategic mass rather than relying on merit or speculative momentum. Now, while the full details of all 19 laws are outlined in the audiobook, public discussions highlight key themes and select laws. And I think right after this, I'll share the link so that you know exactly where or what I am reading, or should I say where I'm reading from. Now, I'm going to jump to the applications and implementations of this model. Now, the model applies to entrepreneurs, fund managers, and sovereign investors seeking to align capital with long-term resilience, particularly in sectors like energy independence, rare earth, grid intelligence, and renewables. Now, it says here that Abra, which is me, implements it through Cruvon, treating capital as infrastructure to build national strength and energy sovereignty. Regionally, it could transform areas like Africa, that is for energy strength and energy sovereignty, um, Southeast Asia or India, that is stabilizing markets, and Eastern Europe, reducing foreign dependencies. It critiques traditional education for focusing on chasing rather than attracting, proposing the model as a curriculum upgrade. And it is true. I propose this framework, that is the investor gravity model. I propose it as a model that will actually upgrade our current educational curriculum that we have in the universities. Talk about Stanford, talk about Harvard, talk about MIT, talk about UBC, that is University of British Columbia, Canada. Talk about University of Toronto, that is Rotman Business School, and the rest. Now, that's pretty much it. And here we have the implications and critique. Now, according to Kroc, it says the investor gravity model shifts. Hello, what's up? The investor gravity model shifts paradigms from reactive fundraising to proactive attraction, potentially empowering founders and aligning investment with geopolitical resilience. However, However, its abstract nature and reliance on an audiobook for full details may limit accessibility. Well, that is true. Critics could argue it overlooks systemic barriers, favoring those already positioned to build mass. Strengths include its integration with real world dynamics like capital resets and sovereign strategies, making it relevant for an era of uncertainty. ABRA, which is me, invites institutions to license the framework, signaling its potential as a scalable educational tool. And I think this is pretty much true. This is true. And okay, well, the number one reason, I do encourage people to get a copy of this um is to learn mass. That's MASS, the mass of pulling capital into whatever they are doing. Because to re-emphasize, many of us, I mean, the lots of us who eventually venture into business, entrepreneurship, finance, and all that, we have to learn the skill of attracting capital into whatever we are doing, because capital is the lifeline of whatever we are doing, whether we like it or not. How Um, be that as it may, many of us do not have that skill of attracting it into whatever we are doing. And so it is imperative that we learn how to actually pull that into our network. That's capital. Um, just a minute. Mm, okay. Yeah. So pretty much that is it. I like to keep things short, and I'll be open for questioning. And for those of you who are here, this is um the cover page of the framework, so you can have a look at it. I know there are, yeah, this is it. Yeah, for those of you on here, and so to go over what I just said, so the the investor gravity model is a framework designed to help entrepreneurs and investors attract capital without actively chasing it. The core idea is to pull the core idea is to pull the capital toward you by strategically positioning yourself, your venture, and your narrative to resonate with high level investors. Now, for those of you who want accessibility, you can explore the model through my YouTube. I mean, through my TikTok, and also you can just type it and you find the access to it. Now, the model is part of my broader mission of building strategic capital intelligence and empowering founders to think like nations when raising funds or capital. Um, and yeah, oh, okay, okay, okay. So, for those of you who want a little background on me, so my name is Richard Abra. I am the leader of Crewon, which is a global sovereignty investment firm. And today we are diving deep into something that is reshaping how founders raise capital and how investors discover conviction. That is the investor gravity model. Now, this isn't about chasing money, it is about pulling capital toward you. It is about becoming a gravitational force in the investment universe. Now, I have written down some points, but the other part is just me freestyling. So I just, if you see my eyes moving, it just means I'm looking at the point so that I expatiate, expound. Now, the investor gravity is the art and science of making investors come to you. Again, it is the art and science of making investors come to you, not because you are lucky, but because you are strategically irresistible. It is the difference between pitching and magnetizing. Now, at its core, the model is built on three forces, and I hope those of you listening listen very well. It is built on three forces. First, strategic positioning. Here, you must be seen as a national priority. Two, narrative precision. Here, your story must echo in boardrooms and war rooms. And three, capital intelligence. You must know how capital thinks, moves, and decides. Pretty much that is it. Now, this is why founders fail to attract capital. Now, most, just a minute, let me check this out. Most founders pitch like they are selling a product. We all been there before. Most founders pitch like they are selling a product, but capital doesn't buy product. It never does. It buys conviction. If you are not speaking the language of strategic returns, you are invisible. Now, here is the playbook. That is how to build the gravity. First, you position your venture as solving a national or global priority. Now, many of us want to start ventures, many of us want to start businesses and all that, yeah. But sometimes the problem that we are solving isn't a national or global priority. To craft a narrative that aligns with investor mandates. And three, build a presence that signals inevitability not desperation. Um, yeah, pretty much that is it. So, for those of you who are here, this is the page. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah. Mm, and I think this will be accessible to those of you who will be on here, who come across my YouTube, and you can always rewatch it because hey, why not? You can always send me a text or comment or whatever it is. Uh, just a minute. Sorry. Mm, okay. So yeah, for now, leave you guys be. Then we'll return later. We will return later and more with more things.